Both Moscow and Kiev have slammed Western allies' decision to set a price cap of $60 on Russian oil exports. Russia's defense minister and Belarus's president held talks in Minsk as the Kremlin continues its fierce attack on Ukrainian infrastructure and military positions.
Adapting to the dark. Widespread blackouts in the Ukrainian city of Lviv have not brought life to a halt as shops and bars continue to operate.
Both Moscow and Kiev have slammed the new price cap on Russian oil set by Western allies. The Kremlin announced that it will not accept the new price ceiling, while the Ukrainian president suggested the cap should be lowered from the $60 a barrel agreed on down to $30. Volodymyr Zelensky said the price cap wasn't a serious enough answer to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He added that the current ceiling is quite comfortable and not enough to damage the Russian economy. Although experts say the measures will likely be felt by Russia, the blow will be partially softened by Moscow's biggest crude oil trade partners, India and China, neither of whom have committed to the price cap. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko held talks in Minsk on Saturday where they reportedly discussed military cooperation and regional security. Although Lukashenko has consistently said he will not enter the war in Ukraine, Moscow has in the past used Belarus as a staging post for its invasion. Meanwhile, Russia continues to move troops to the front line, dashing hopes that Moscow intends to de-escalate the conflict. The Ukrainian armed forces reported that since Friday, the Kremlin's forces have fired 5 missiles and carried out dozens of airstrikes targeting Ukraine's military positions and civilian infrastructure. According to the UK Defense Ministry, Russia is likely planning to encircle the town of Bakhmut, where fierce trench warfare reminiscent of World War I has been going on for the past few weeks.
No light and no power. But despite the odds, it's business as usual in this shopping centre in Lviv, Ukraine. Torches and candlelight have replaced the bright lights that once flooded these stores. However, residents here are refusing to put their lives on hold, following a barrage of Russian strikes on the country's critical infrastructure. Despite planned and unexpected blackouts, there is still time to enjoy a drink and listen to some live music. Bar owners and customers alike in this area have learned to adapt after 4 days of power cuts. One bartender says these new conditions have encouraged his patrons to talk more to each other and find their own recipe for happiness. Moscow continues to justify its attacks, plunging millions of people into the darkness and the cold. As winter looms, experts say another Russian strike amid sub-zero temperatures would be catastrophic. But for now in Lviv, morale is high. Football great Pele is responding well to antibiotics for a respiratory infection. Doctors at the Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo say the 82-year-old is stable but will remain in care. The Brazilian legend was readmitted to hospital on Tuesday and reportedly began palliative care after not responding to chemotherapy for colon cancer. Messages of support have poured in from around the world for the 3-time World Cup winner. Neither his family nor his medical team have said if the cancer has spread to other organs.
Holiday season is in full swing as people gather across the world to celebrate the start of the Christmas period. In the city of Bethlehem, in the West Bank, where Jesus is believed to have been born, thousands of spectators gathered for a glittering display of lights and fireworks. In the Vatican, a monumental wooden nativity scene was unveiled. And the traditional Christmas tree will light up St. Peter's Square until January 8th.